this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. Today we are making this lovely card here. If you can see, it's just got some hanging snowdrops hanging from this branch up here, and then a Merry Christmas down there, all silver and white. I love silver and white combination for Christmas cards. And so I'm going to show you how I made it. I posted this on my blog a couple of days ago and promised you a video. Life has been so hectic that it's taken me up till now to get the video done. But anyway, here we are now. Right, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to start with a card blank. Normal size card blank for me. It's half an A4 sheet of paper, which measures 21 centimeters by 15. It's a UK size paper, so slightly different for Americans, but you could cut your card to the same size if you wanted. Then I score at 10.5. In Imperial it's 8 1/4 by 6, and you score at 4 1/8. So that's my card blank. This is our thick Whisper White card. Beautiful card. If you haven't used it before, you won't want to go back to using anything different once you've used it. Beautiful, beautiful card. It's a lovely white as well. It's not that horrible blue white that you get sometimes. It's a lovely, really white. Right, then what do we need? We need a panel of silver. I've edged my panel here in silver. So I need to cut that out, and so I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I'm going to bring in some of our silver foil, and my piece of foil needs to measure 14 by 9.5. So I'm going to use my lovely new trimmer to cut 9.5 this way. So this is a centimetre smaller than the measurements of the card blank, or if you're working in Imperial it's ½ an inch smaller. So there's 9.5, and then I want 14. There we go, 14, just a little bit left over. So that is going to layer on my card here, like so, so that you get a border all the way around. Can you see the border all the way around? And then we're going to have a piece of Whisper White that layers onto there, but we want a smaller border this time. So this is only going to be ½ centimetre smaller. So this one was 14 by 9.5, so this is going to be 13.5 by 9. Hoping I've got that right. I'm working this out in my head as I go. I should have written these all down. I usually do, but I'm in such a hurry today to get this done. I came on camera before I'd done that. Hey ho, never mind. Sure, it will be okay. Right, okay, so that is going to layer onto there. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's working. Like so. Now you will notice that most of the silver is not going to be seen, and this silver foil card is not cheap. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, and I hate waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my trimmer, and I am going to gut this piece, because you only want the bit that's being seen. So I'm going to come in with my trimmer, put my blade down, and I'm just going to cut out a rectangle in the middle, because otherwise that bit will be wasted. It will just be under the white card and you won't see it, so I might as well cut it out, and then I've got it to use again to cut out some more snowflakes or whatever. So I've seen other demos doing this. I've done it a little bit before. I'm not sure I've ever shown it on camera. Like so. So you just keeping about, I'm keeping about ½ an inch or a centimetre away from the edges. Don't keep it too close. You don't want it to show. There we go. And then it should just pop out, and then I caught that bit. There we go. And then that can layer onto there, and that can layer onto there, and nobody would know any difference. And you've got another piece of silver foil card to use for another project. How fab is that? Right, so what we're going to do now, we are going to glue this panel. Just because you get a little bit of a lip when you cut with this trim, I'm just going to go around with my bone folder, get rid of that, so we've got nice smooth edges. Oh, I mustn't stick it down yet. That's a good point. Don't want to do that yet, because I've got to do all the sticking onto here. Right, this branch is going to glue onto here, and it's going to overlap, and then I'm going to trim some of it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tombow and I'm going to take a lid, plastic lid, and a cocktail stick. I'm going to put some Tombow on my lid like so, and then I'm going to do my usual trick to what that I do with detailed die cuts, and just use the side of the cocktail stick to just dab some of the Tombow. You don't need very much. Use smaller amounts rather than bigger amounts. It might take a little while, but the finished effect will be worth it. And this is the quickest way I know of doing this, and the most effective way of doing it. So there we go. I don't know where you're watching from, but here in the UK we have had so much rain, you won't believe it. It's cold, it's dark, rainy. It really is quite a miserable November day today. I was in Spain last week, which was gorgeous. We had beautiful, it wasn't that warm, but it was beautiful blue skies. Lovely. I don't mind that sort of autumnal weather. Hey ho, there we go. I've put glue on there. So now I'm going to place it. You can see on my original, hopefully, that I placed it so that it's not all on the card. So it's going to go off the edge a little bit, and then I'll just trim it so it's there. I love this branch. I'm going to use it as mistletoe one of these days. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to cut it out in green and do with some pearls. It's so versatile, this stamp set. I've used it so much. This die set rather, not stamp set. Right, there we go. So there is my branch on there. And if you want a way to just smooth this down, sometimes you get lifted bit. What I tend to do is take, let me get a little piece of spare card and my bone folder. If you do it direct on, you're likely to catch it. If you do it with a piece of card, just go over like this with the side of your bone folder, and that will just flatten all those bits down. Oh, there we go. That's great. That's lovely. Right, okay, we know that now they need our snowflakes. I've also die cut the snowflakes already. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut this big one, this one, and a little one. Doesn't really matter which ones you do as long as you've got 3 of varying sizes. So I'm just going to cut. Hope you can see this clearly enough on camera. So this is why this little cluster of snowflakes is great, because not only can you use the cluster, but you can also cut them into individual snowflakes as well. Are we going to use this one? Not sure. Let's cut it out anyway. I might use that one actually. I might use this one instead of the one I used on the other card. It doesn't have to be exactly the same after all. There we go. Yes, I was in Spain last week because the girls I was at university with many years ago, we were all of a significant age. We all had a significant birthday this year, and so we decided we would go out to Spain and have a weekend together to celebrate. So that's what we did. We had a lovely time. It was great. We did a flamenco dancing class, which was great fun. I was dreading it. I really didn't think I'd be very good at it, but it was really great. There we go. And just this little bit, just round this bit off again. So we've got 3 little snowflakes there, and again I am going to, oh, still got a snowflake attached to that one. You've still got some snowflakes left here. Don't throw them away. You can find a use for those in other projects, I'm sure. Right, okay, so I am going to use this one, and I'm going to try and angle it. There we go. I'm going to try and angle it so that my thread will come from there. So again, back with my cocktail stick, like so, like so. There we go. And just put him. How are you all getting on with your Christmas shopping? I have a friend who's finished. She might not be my friend for much longer. Can't bear it when people say before the end of November, oh, I finished all my Christmas preparations. The only thing I've done is made Christmas cards. I can't think that I've done anything else much yet. Right, another snowflake. I have made lots of Christmas cards though, so I have a handmade card, I think, to send to everybody on my list, which is great. I think that's the first year I will ever have achieved that, but because I started so early this year, I have got a handmade card. Not all the same, lots of different designs. Just going to trim off that little bit on there. Got a little bit of hangover from where it was attached. There we go. And I'm going to put this one maybe there. Going to be a bit closer together than the ones in my sample, but it doesn't matter. And then I want another one. This is going to be the smaller one. Put that up there. Or should we put it down here? No, I like it up there better. That's what I do when I make cards. Even though I'm copying a design, I do change them up a bit, and I just do it by eye as I go along. I always work in threes. There's something pleasing about the design when you have threes. There. And then all we need to do is put the string on there, and I just did that with our black Stampin' Up writer. The fine end and a ruler. Don't, whatever you do, ruin your card by coming in and doing this at this stage. So I'm going to do a line up there, like so, and a line up there, like so, and a line up there, like so. There we go. Right, those are my 3 hanging snowflakes. Actually, I like this design better than this one, I think. Yeah, okay. Right, now then, this one has got to go. We've got to do the mounting now. So this is going to mount on there, and then this is going to mount on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tear and tape, actually. I haven't trimmed it up fairly well. I'm going to just trim this again. Bit sticking up. There we go. Right, I'm going to use some tear and tape here, because the silver is non-porous, so if you use Tombow, I think eventually it will fall apart, because there's nothing really for the Tombow to grab onto. So I will use tear and tape, which will give a more permanent fix, I think. Of course, they haven't got to last that long, have they, because they're going to be sent very soon. So there we go. Mount that on my silver panel. I'm not putting it on my card blank first, because if I mess it up, I'd mess up the card blank as well, whereas this way, no good. I'm trying to do it with my scissors and I just can't. I need my tweezers. Where are my tweezers? There we go. You get used to working with certain tools and you can't do without them. That's why I hate, when we go to on stage and things like that, I find it very difficult to be crafting when I'm not in my room with everything that I use around me. I have particular scissors, I have my tweezers, I have particular pencils and rulers. I find it very difficult to swap tools. There we go. Lovely. So this is going to mount on here, and remember, this won't give you any wiggle room. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. So make sure you've got it in the right position before you lay it down. I think that would be okay. There we go. And then this is going on there, and we can go back to using Tombow, because this is normal porous card. I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow around here, like so. And I'm just going to smooth it out so it comes right to the edge. Can you see with my cocktail stick, I can make sure it comes right to the edge. I can't bear flappy edges when things aren't quite glued down properly. Haven't glued in the centre. Don't think I need to. I might just put a little splodge in the middle though, just to make sure that does go down. Doesn't really need much. And then that is going to go on there. The only thing left for us to do is our sentiment, and that is heat embossed from the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. This lovely Merry Christmas here, love it. So I'm using this stamp set. So I'm just going to, oh, I haven't got my heat gun out. I'm going to have to get that out in a sec. Right, let's just do the stamping first of all. So I need my embossing buddy. Got a nice piece of scrap card here that's quite long, which is quite good because then you'll be able to hold it far enough away from the heat gun. There we go. And Stampin' Versamark. Put that away. And I will just have to quickly leave you while I just knit and get my heat gun out of a drawer. I meant to get it out. I thought I'd got everything out I needed. That's why I video in my craft room. I've got somewhere else where I could have a permanent filming studio, but I know I would forget things all the time and be running up and downstairs. So I choose to film in here. Right, let me get my gun. There we go. It's not very far away, thank goodness. Right, let's plug it in and we can put it in emboss. There we go. Hope you don't mind all my ramblings on my videos. Quite a lot of you watch them, so I presume you don't mind them. And I hope you find my videos useful and inspiring. I spend a lot of time watching other people on YouTube. I love watching crafting videos and getting inspired about things I could do. Such a lovely hobby to have, paper crafting. There we go. That's all done. And all that remains is, we're just going to cut this out. Now you could have heat embossed straight onto